Welcome back to the annual prediction series. This year we're covering Mario Party Superstars. I gotta say, I'm still baffled at how good this game looks. It's nice to see the developers taking almost all the feedback over the years and making a Mario Party that we actually want to see. But of course, we haven't seen all the mini-games, boards, characters, and everything in between. So let's just smash away into this thing and see what mini-games Nintendo is keeping. I really hope they keep a lot of the N64 mini-games, and I imagine that Mario uses a great product like Keeps to keep his hair full and fluffy. I mean, just look at that laugh. But anyway, today's sponsor, Keeps, is a subscription service that aims to make it easier and more affordable for men to treat their male pattern baldness online. Did you know 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? Yeah, I'm on my way there myself. Keeps is affordable because they offer generic versions of FDA-approved medications for hair loss. You can even get treated from your own home. A licensed doctor will review your information online and recommend the right treatment plan for you. Then it'll be shipped to your door every 3 months. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/Nathaniel or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/Nathaniel. As of the time of writing for this video, which is the end of June in 2021, there's 62 minigames that have been spotted of the 100 to be included. Well, technically 63, but one of them is a new name we haven't heard of, so we'll get to that later. All the minigames returning come from Mario Party 1 through 10, with Mario Party 8 mysteriously secluded. But I have a feeling we just haven't seen any Mario Party 8 minigames yet. So what we'll do is cover all the minigames spotted, and then predict which other minigames may also be included. But before getting to that, I noticed a fairly large amount of minigames for Mario Party the top 100 were the same as Mario Party Superstars. So I went through every Mario Party Superstars minigame and found that 34 of the 62 minigames were also in the top 100. Another thing I noticed is the developers mostly brought back all the good minigames, as a lot of the bad ones were also in the top 100. That gives me a lot of hope for the rest of their picks, so let's go through this game by game. Starting with Mario Party 1, the confirmed minigames include Mushroom Mix-Up, Facelift, Handcar Havoc, Bobsled Run, Shy Guy Says, Crazy Cutters, Hammer Drop, Bumper Balls, Tug of War, and Tipsy Tourney. Can I just say, they really nailed the choices here. All these minigames are either everlasting classics, or at the worst, pretty good. And you might be thinking that Nintendo has shown off all the Mario Party 1 minigames at this point. Well, seeing as all the game boards come from the N64, I imagine a big chunk of the minigames will come from the N64 as well. I predict we're gonna get 3 more 4-player games, one of them including Hot Rope Jump. It would probably be the Mario Party 2 version that has you jumping for longer, but this is another iconic game that would be weird to see missing. Same with Platform Peril. This one seems fairly likely to show up as a minigame. For my final 4-player pick, we're gonna go with something a little crazy, and that is Grab Bag. If they actually bring back Grab Bag, Nintendo will have proven to me that Mario Party is back to its evil roots 100%. Grab Bag shakes up the game just as much as Chance Time, so please, let's see that chaotic energy return. And finally, I'm gonna pick a 1v3 minigame, Bowl Over. This was always a really fun one for its mind games. You can kind of predict where the shell is gonna be, and you can kind of maneuver out of the way at the last second. For Mario Party 2, the returning minigames are Look Away, Arch Arrival, Bowser's Big Blast, Sneak and Snore, Sky Pilots, Honeycomb Havoc, Bumper Balloon Cars, Dungeon Dash, Balloon Burst, Slot Car Derby, Roll Call, Mecha Marathon, and also Cake Factory thanks to this icon of a cake with a strawberry on the pause menu basically confirming it. Most of these are great picks, although I'm not too fond of Sneak and Snore. But honestly, having bad minigames is part of the fun of Mario Party. It makes you appreciate the good ones all the more. As for any others we haven't seen, I wouldn't be surprised if Shell Shocked is also included. There was a bonus version of Shell Shock Deluxe in Super Mario Party, so since they have a lot of those graphic assets already made, it would make sense to make it a traditional minigame again. Lava Tile Isle is one that would be great as well, but those are just the 4-player minigames. For a 1v3, I could see Shock Drop or Roll happening. This is another infamous minigame that would be strange to not have included. And finally, I'm gonna predict item minigames, because yes, Bobbing Balloons was shown as an item minigame specifically, and more interesting is that it loaded extremely quickly without any other choices, which leads me to believe that there will be 5 item minigames total, 1 for each board. So I could see Hammer Slammer making it in because that one was exclusive to Spaceland in Mario Party 2, so it makes sense to bring it back for that board. Another item minigame I'll predict is Give Me a Break. I'm honestly just kind of hoping for Western Land from Mario Party 2 to return, and this was that exclusive item minigame for that board. Now we're getting to the most reveals. Mario Party 3 already has 18 minigames spotted. These include Boulder Ball, Mario's Puzzle Party, Tick-Tock Hop, Snowball Summit, Coconut Conk, Etch and Catch, Messy Memory, River Raiders, Puddle Paddle, Parasol Plummet, Vine with Me, Storm Chasers, Mush Pit, Tidal Toss, Bobbing Balloons, Rockin' Raceway, Eats a Pizza, and Cheap Cheap Chase. I can't tell you how happy I was to see Eats a Pizza. That is one of the best 2v2 minigames of all time. But once again, these are all pretty great picks. As for other minigames, I don't think there's much left to reveal. I'm not even going to predict extra 4-player games because there's already so many. So we'll start with Ridiculous Relay, a 1v3 minigame. I always found this to be really memorable and fun for the solo and team players, when often only one side is having a good time. Picking Panic would be a pretty great 2v2 minigame to see. I've always loved having to rely on the momentum to do well for that one. Next is another item game, Hey Batter Batter. It's almost an obligation for a baseball minigame to be at Mario Party, and this is a unique one since your timing impacts the item you'll get. Swinging with Sharks is a fairly simple yet interesting item minigame. Timing when to let go for an item is fun yet intuitive. And finally, I'll predict another duel minigame, which is Motor Rooter. You get a nice adrenaline rush from this one since you fly through the pipes, racing to get to the end the fastest while avoiding amps and hitting speed boosts. And that's actually it for item minigames. Again, I think they'll likely just stick with the N64 stuff. But anyway, on to Mario Party 4. They are coming in hot with some fantastic picks like Book Squirm, Reversa-Bomb, Beach Volley Folly, and Trace Race. As for my other predictions, I'm thinking Domination has a pretty good chance. It's a button masher, but an incredibly fun one since you could really push your mashing to the test. 3-Throw is also a lot of fun, requiring you to plan ahead on when to take shots to get the most points. Stamp Out has a surprising amount of depth to it as well. Do you take smaller big leaps? Do you focus on your own stuff or try to stamp other players? And Paths of Peril would be a great pick as well due to its frantic nature. And those are the 4-player minigames I think have a chance. For 1v3, I could see Money Belts getting in since it's a really solid coin collecting minigame, although it isn't that fair for the solo player. As for 2v2 minigames, Dungeon Duos would be a really great pick since the action is so frantic and nerve-wracking. With Mario Party 5, we've seen footage of Pushy Penguins, Coney Island, Leaf Leap, Squared Away, and Ice Hockey. Once again, they're all smart picks. But for the predictions, I've got Nightlight Fright and Hotel Goomba as the 4-player minigames. Nightlight Fright is pretty exhilarating, while Hotel Goomba requires you to think on your toes and move as fast as you can. And the music is super catchy as well. For the 1v3 games, Mario Mechs is fairly underrated and would be a lot of fun. And Defuse or Lose for 2v2 would be great as well. That one gets scary real quick when the sparks are right next to King Baba. My final pick is another dual minigame actually, this one being Peace Out. This is a more fleshed out minigame, and Nintendo tends to include a few puzzle games like this in Mario Party, so this would fit really well with Mario's Puzzle Party. But moving on to Mario Party 6 and beyond, way less minigames have been spotted. So that either means we just weren't shown a bunch of the GameCube and Wii games, or there just won't be as many compared to Mario Party 1 through 3. But alas, what's confirmed so far is What Goes Up, Rocky Road, Mass Meteor, and Catch You Later, thanks to this shy guy holding a letter. I'm really curious why What Goes Up was included since Leaf Leap is almost the exact same game, but regardless, I'm happy with their choices. I don't expect many more from Mario Party 6, so I picked Snowball for the 4-player, as well as Crate and Peril for the 1v3. All of these are a lot of fun, and I'm really hoping they include Crate and Peril just for how unique the perspective is. Mario Party 7's found minigames are the Final Countdown, Pokey Pummel, and Pogo A Go-Go. I can't really complain about any of these picks, especially Pokey Pummel since I love testing my button mashing speed. There will likely be a few more, and there's still a ton of fun ones to pick from. The 3 I'm predicting are Bubble Brawl and Fun Run for the 4-player, as well as Tile and Error for the 2 vs 2. I would have picked more, but we're actually getting close to topping out at 100 minigames total, which includes the confirmed ones as well as my own predictions. As of right now, we haven't seen any Mario Party 8 minigames confirmed, but I imagine there will be at least a few, especially considering Mario Party 9 has some entries already. So for Mario Party 8, I'm gonna guess we're gonna get Shake It Up and Mosh Pit Playroom for the 4-player. Next, I'm calling Swervin' Skies for the 1v3 and Bumper Balloons for the 2v2. Since the Joy-Cons and Pro Controller have motion controls, it'd be more than possible to recreate these minigames with how they were originally played on the Wii. If they'll go out of their way to reorient the motion controls for the top 100, I'm sure they do the same for Mario Party Superstars. Mario Party 9 only has Shell Soccer and Goomba Spotting confirmed, which are decent picks. With that said, there's definitely better ones, but I guess they'll do the job, I suppose. As for my own predictions, I could see peak precision and Goomba bowling happening. Not only would that make me happy, but that would make the Mario Party compilation channels happy as well, because those minigames are, really useful for their thumbnails. You know who you are. And last but not least is Mario Party 10, with Skewer Scurry and Rapid River Race being confirmed thus far. Again, these aren't the worst picks, but there's still better options out there. Such options include Snake Block Party and Shape Up. Snake Block Party feels like an old school minigame and plays like one too, while Shape Up is just a fun concept. I think I had a game on my phone that was exactly like Shape Up, and it could work perfectly with the Joy-Cons and Pro Controller's motion controls. And we are almost done with minigames, but there's still one mystery to unfold. And that mystery is with a minigame name we haven't seen before, Tread Carefully. The name isn't featured in any of the previous Mario Party minigames, and we don't see any gameplay of it, just the name on a menu. All we know is that it's 4-player, and it likely comes from the older Mario Party games since that's the heavy focus. And the name really doesn't give much of a hint since it's so vague. Toadstool Titan and Mush Pit are kind of similar in nature since that had a name change, but that doesn't help us with Tread Carefully since we can't see the comparison. I've seen people guess Treadmill Grill, Track and Yield, and All Fired Up. My money is on Treadmill Grill because it comes from Mario Party 3, it's 4-player, and the name fits that minigame pretty well. I did look through more minigames, and some other good options include Dizzy Dancing and Crazy Cogs. You definitely need to tread carefully to win those ones, so honestly, it's all up in the air. So I went through the liberty of making a chart and tallying up all the confirmed games, as well as my own predictions so we can see how many of each game would be featured. I've got 51 4-player, 18 2v2, 17 1v3, 5 duel, 5 item, 3 for special or bonus, and then Tread Carefully is still a mystery. That spread is pretty common in most Mario Party games. About half of them are 4-player, while everything else is somewhat evenly spread out. So this segment ought to be pretty quick since characters are just characters, but I imagine there's going to be quite a few of them like last time. What we've got so far is Mario, which, yeah, I know, kind of insane, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Donkey Kong, Waluigi, Birdo, and Rosalina. Already, it's a solid roster, and I imagine they've only revealed a small amount, because Super Mario Party had a ton of characters, with a few of them brand new to the series. Some old classics I'm almost certain we'll see return are Daisy, Diddy Kong, Shy Guy, and Bowser Jr. I'm really hoping that we see Goomba, Monty Mole, Hammer Bro, Dry Bones, and Pom Pom come back as well from Super Mario Party. As for new characters, Boom Boom makes a lot of sense. If Pom Pom was in Super Mario Party, why not have Boom Boom as well? I could also see Pauline as she's featured in Mario Golf and has become much more prominent ever since Mario Odyssey. They could probably bring in colored Toads as well, at least Blue and Yellow Toad if they really wanted. Heck, maybe even Captain Toad would fit the bill. King Bobbum would be a great choice, cause again, he made it into Mario Golf, so why not? Blooper and Spike would be really rad choices as well, and the same with Lekatu and Baby Mario/Luigi. I have decided to omit Koopa Troopa and Boo because they play much bigger roles on the boards now, so unless there's color reskins or something, they probably won't be playable at all. Now, do I think we'll get this many new characters? Probably not. There were 20 in Super Mario Party, so I'm thinking the character list will top off around 24, 25. This is where things are truly exciting with this game, the boards themselves. As of right now, we have 3 of the 5 confirmed, which include Peach's Birthday Cake, Spaceland, and Woody Woods. These are all fantastic picks, and what's even better is they appear to play in very similar manners to their original counterparts with some genuinely smart changes added. For example, Peach's Birthday Cake has new junctions that make the board a bit more open compared to its original linear nature. There's also the option to spend less coins on a piranha plant that steals coins instead of a star, which will be really beneficial for players with very few coins. And they added an item shop, which is bizarre considering Mario Party 1 didn't have that. Spaceland's layout is virtually the same, but with more item spaces. Woody Woods also looks fairly similar besides a few spaces being moved around, and the Game Guy spaces are missing. So that means that Game Guy probably isn't returning, which is a bit unfortunate, but also understandable. Before diving into predictions, I want to bring up the general changes made compared to Super Mario Party. The dice blocks are 1 through 10 just like they used to be. Heck, even the box art shows a 7 and 10 on the block with brimming confidence. They're just like, hey, we know you wanted this the old way, so here you go. Buy the game. On top of that, stars cost 20 coins again, chance time / boost spaces / Koopa Bank is back, and the overall pacing appears to be much faster. The boards all have star space markers as well, which makes it much easier to plan if someone isn't near the current star. There's also reaction stickers. Item spaces are back and load minigames really quickly. Dual minigames return when you land on the same space as someone else, and the battle minigames return, albeit reusing 4-player minigames. The only thing I dislike is when a minigame is over, players that aren't first still get coins. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but it does make winning a minigame feel less valuable. So, as you can see, Mario Party is mostly back to its roots. But what are the other 2 boards that we'll see? It's really hard to predict this, but we can at least take some educated guesses based on the difficulty of each confirmed board. Peach's Birthday Cake is fairly easy, while Spaceland and Woody Woods have an average difficulty. So it's likely that there will be some sort of Bowser-themed board for the hardest one, and then an extremely easy one too. For the easy board, I'm gonna predict Western Land, and for the hard board, Bowser's Magma Mountain. Western Land is the largest board in the entire Mario Party series, and since we can finally move faster with the 1 through 10 block and items that increase our range even more, it would make for a good time. It has plenty of blue spaces, which can be altered into lucky spaces, and Steamer is a great board gimmick to change up how quickly you can get around. Bowser's Magma Mountain, on the other hand, is unnecessarily evil, which fits the spirit perfectly. The happening spaces turn every space red. There's a 50% chance of losing a star at the end. The shortcuts aren't consistent at all. It's horrible. But that's what makes it so great. It feels so much more rewarding when you're able to come out on top from such a nasty board. And it would be a fun touch if the item shop was just Koopa Kids selling you really bad items, or items were priced obnoxiously high, like 30 coins for a double dice block, 50 coins for the golden pipe, and so on. I did want to briefly bring up the items, because not only is the selection so far really solid, but they're also priced way better than usual. They aren't so dirt cheap that it breaks the game entirely. So far, we've got the Mushroom, Skeleton Key, Warp Block, Plunder Chest, Chomp Call, Golden Pipe, Custom Dice Block, Cursed Dice Block, Double Dice, Triple Dice, and Item Bag. Most importantly, the Golden Pipe costs 25 coins, which, thank God, it's not the same price as the star like in Super Mario Party. I mean, 30 coins still would have been better, but at least it's 25, so you're forced to pay extra for such an overpowered item. The Cursed Dice Block is also really interesting because it actually originates from Mario Party Star Rush on the 3DS, and it fits really well in this game. Now, there's a chance that the items we've already spotted are all the ones included, but I'd like to predict a couple more that could be added in as well. The Boo Bell would be pretty awesome to bring back, as that summons a Boo so you can steal coins or a star from someone else from whenever. The Reverse Mushroom would also be neat since that lets a player move backwards. It really freshened up the board game in Mario Party 3. And finally, let's talk about the bonus modes. Modern Mario Party games have been notorious for including a bunch of side modes that you play one time and never touch again because they aren't well fleshed out. I'm really curious if Mario Party Superstars is gonna follow the same route or pull a smart one and just bring back bonus modes from the classic Mario Party games. I imagine at the bare minimum, we'll get some sort of mini-game island where you go through and play all the mini-games ranging from easiest to hardest. They included that in the top 100, so I can see that happening again. And I'm sure we'll get a bunch of ways to play the minigames as well, whether it be through championship battles or whatever they end up coming up with. But let's get real for a second. The N64 and GameCube Mario Parties has some of the best bonus game modes, and it would make the most sense to bring those back in as well. Not only are they fun, but since they're already developed, they'd be easier to recreate than starting from scratch. Like, how about Mecha Fly Guy from Mario Party 1? Sure, that would give you some Joy-Con drift after a few minutes, but it'd be worth it to get a high score. Challenge Book Squirm would be a blast to see return too, and it could happen since Super Mario Party made Shell Shock Deluxe, so there is some willingness to further flesh out minigames. Bob-omb Crossing was always a treat too. It's one of those games that doesn't really work as a normal minigame, but standalone it can be really cool. Some smaller puzzle-esque games are always fun too. They've had those in a lot of Mario Party titles and would be cool to see them return. Peace Out would be a great game to further expand on. Maybe they could have an additional mode where you have to clear out your board in so many turns or something like that. But looking back at Super Mario Party, I really enjoyed Puzzle Hustle a lot. I would love to see them bring something like this into Mario Party Superstars, even if it doesn't fit the theme exactly. It was a blast going through all the puzzles and piecing together all the pixel art. And that is about it for the Mario Party Superstars prediction series. I know it's a shorter one than usual, but I wanted to try something a little different this year since I usually cover 3D Mario or Mario Kart. I have a lot of high hopes for this game, so regardless of how many predictions come true, this has the potential to be one of the best Mario Parties in a long time. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time! If you're watching the end screen right now, This was the easiest prediction video to ever record because I'm using a teleprompter, and teleprompters are cool. I like these. Thumbs up for them, for those things. Do it.